That's right. It's right. It's Christmas time, man. You got to hear all the weird Christmas music, right?
I guess I'm around about the time we get to Christmas. I'm pretty close to over Christmas music, to be honest with you. But luckily, I've been working a lot. I've had my head down. I've had my music playing in my camper. So most of the music I've been subjected to is I've force fed it to myself, right?
It's
So been
self-inflicted,
doing a lot of
right?
reading. Spend a colossal amount of time on this computer that you guys are watching me on, building events and sending emails and processing giveaways. And speaking of processing giveaways, that's my scribble scratch from tonight's giveaway. And there's a whole nother page of giveaways after I ran the giveaways and then had to run another set of giveaways for a bunch of Lowrance Elite 7 FSs that I actually forgot to add to the event. And as I was going through all my notes, I realized that Lowrance had committed to that. And so I've got to come over the top and give them a bunch of love. And I'll be having all these people that win these things help me do that because we obviously want to give them a good return on investment. And, guys, before we jump into tonight's broadcast, this is really just a fun deal. But y'all do us a favor before we get into calling out the names. Share this live feed link wherever you're watching it at to your groups, to your friends, to your family. If somebody else fished in the Catch 22 that may not be, may not be up to speed on it, then obviously text them, reach out to them. But I want you guys to light up the comment section on whatever platform you're watching on with the city and state that you're watching from, so everybody can kind of get an idea of where people are tuning in from. Just released a new video today. It was actually one of the more fun videos that I had creating this year. I got to go to Ocean City, Maryland, and meet up with these guys from Rumblefish. And Jake from Rumblefish was like unbelievably accommodating to do a video on how to build or how to make a soft plastic lure, how soft plastic lures are made, how you mix the colors. He didn't give away all of his industry, secrets, but he gave away some of them, right? So if you don't know how a soft plastic lure is made, I just released that video on my YouTube channel. And if you're interested in, some of the little subtleties of how to do things, then check out that video. Or if you just like cool fishing stuff, watch the video because it was fun. There's some good jokes in there. It was just a really cool day at the shop there in Ocean City, hanging out with those guys and making some soft plastics. And I got a couple more videos coming. We're going to give away some of their product tonight. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So y'all share it up, like, comment, do all that stuff to help get the broadcast some momentum. So I'll probably forget this if I don't say it up front, but you guys can tell that's not Randy's office attire that he's wearing there. That is actually his Christmas apparel. I'm in the middle of doing laundry, so I got this one shirt that's got Santa Claus's head on it that says "I still believe," but I couldn't find it. So this is what you get. This gray beard right here is as close to the Santa Claus thing as you're going to get from me. But guys, we got a bunch of stuff to give away. I'm going to fall on the sword up front and say that because of all the stuff I had going on in my life, if you guys are new to the channel, had some stuff this year, right? Had to persevere, had to push through it. I personally still have 7 or 8 states that I've got to go upload to this event. If you haven't uploaded all your fish yet, please do. These drawings were all done from people who entered 22 fish or more, but still go enter fish if you haven't done so yet. If you've got fish that you caught throughout the year and you think it doesn't matter, it does matter, because when we show how many fish are entered into that event, it allows me to go to sponsors and get even better product support. I've been kind of going back and forth on whether I was going to keep going the 22 thing, because the 22 represents the number of veterans each day in the U.S. that commit suicide. And that number is really low, but it's a rally cry. And Catch 22 has been one of those things that's been around longer than that cause. Catch 22 really means something that is a difficult thing. And so we're probably going to stick with Catch 22 for 23, run it again, do the same exact thing. But this time around, I'm going to be in a better headspace to do drawings every 22nd of the month, to do giveaways every 22nd of the month, to do each month sponsored by a different sponsor instead of just one big blowout at the end. And I appreciate all the folks that kind of did this event, that stood by with the amount of time it took me sometimes to respond if your fish got challenged, if you couldn't figure out how to get your fish to enter because I had the leaderboard set up wrong or something to that effect. It was a really complex event. But the cool thing about the way Fishing Chaos works is I can just actually duplicate that event, change the dates, tweak it a little bit, and get rid of all my personal leaderboards. And then I think I'm just going to jump in myself and do it next year and try to catch the best 22 that I can. So again, it's for fun. It connected people. There was a lot of little groups that were doing inter-group challenges amongst themselves.
Right.
So that's what I am proud of that we accomplished through this thing. I don't know the total number. I planned on coming to this live stream to say, hey, this is how much we netted to give to Mission 22, but it's probably going to be after the first of the year because I've got to take out the cost of doing, the shirts and the dog tags and some of that other stuff. And then we're going to donate the proceeds to those guys. And then I'm looking for a couple of sponsors to take care of the cost of some of the stuff that it cost us so that more of the proceeds can go to Heroes on the Water and other veterans organizations in 23 when we run it again. And also, to a certain extent, I can take some of the entry fees, put them towards great giveaways, which then incentivizes more people to join and we reach more people and we spread the word. So that's the plan for 23. We're going to stick with the Catch 22 challenge at least for one more year. We're going to make it a rally cry to get that number down to 0, not focus on the 22, but focus on the fact that we're raising awareness for veteran suicide prevention. We're trying to establish scholarships for the children of the deceased, disabled, and even deployed veterans, but also homeland heroes as well, because there's a lot of folks that have gone through just as much as a lot of military people go through right here on our own turf, especially with all the crap that we've gone through in the pandemic. So it's a lot bigger undertaking than I initially planned. It's a lot more complicated from the standpoint of managing it than I initially planned. I got a lot of volunteers this year, got a lot of people that have reached out to help, that I am now in the right headspace to get them to help me. Cause it takes bandwidth to be able to coordinate people helping you. So all these people, hey, let me help. If you don't know what you can allow them to do, it's really hard. So again, thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart for your amazing support of this, the amount of awareness that it raised, the amount of social posts that went out there. We're not going to stop posting. The posting starts the conversation. Hey, what's Catch 22? And it doesn't end there that, oh, it's this little fishing thing that I did with this knucklehead Chad Hoover who put it together. It's more, oh, man, I lost a friend to veteran suicide, or I've got a buddy that's struggling. And then that conversation or that spread the word concept that we've created basically just gets the juices flowing for people to talk about it. It's a way to get the information out there easier. And it's a way for folks to know that they don't have to do this thing by themselves. I call it the Mary Poppins effect. Talking about suicide and talking about mental health awareness is not like the most appetizing topic a lot of times. And a lot of people want to just act like it doesn't exist. But the reason I call it the Mary Poppins effect is in the movie Mary Poppins, she says a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So if we can do something fun and something that unites us and something that we share a bond over, but at the same time, it actually helps raise awareness, then that's what I want to do. I don't want to have the doom and gloom be the thing that is overshadowing everything. I want it to be a positive and uplifting and motivating thing. And so I got to tell you guys, I think that this thing probably saved my life this year, to be honest with you. Because I was at the lowest of low last year, thought I was coming out of it, go through a divorce, throw a couple of other, things in there, and you can slip right back to the bottom. And I did that. And if it wasn't for, guys like JT Hickman and Matt Kreitz and Jeremy Hickman and the guys from Freedom Squad, if it wasn't for you, Randy, if it wasn't for Gene Jensen and a lot of my close friends that could kind of tell when I was dipping, and they're like, hey, man, you good, bro? And after I got about the 10 or 15th, you good, bro, over the text message, I was like, we need to make a shirt that says that. And Christy and Lynette were wearing them at the national championship, and people were asking about it. We're obviously going to do the You Good Sis version of it. And it's just about spreading the word, you know what I mean? And it's about opening the doors to having those, those communications. And I realized that it's like Christmas Eve. And I realized that a lot of people got a lot of stuff going on with family. And so I don't want to like overdo this topic tonight. What I want to do is give away a buttload of crap tonight. I've got some other sponsors that we're going to give away some stuff for the FishOps Catch 5 for the folks who participated in that. But I'm going to do that like after the first of the year. So that way I can get some fresh content, some fresh relationships. And then we're going to kick that Catch 5 thing off again as well. So tonight's giveaway is as you can see above us, it's the Catch 22 Challenge, Catch 22 Christmas, December 22nd, last 22nd of the year. We decided that early on to go with that symbology, and knowing that a lot of people on the 23rd wasn't going to be wanting to watch either one of our old butts on a live stream. And it was just a good chance. It was a good night, right? It's a good night to pick it and do it. And hopefully I can brighten somebody's day, somebody's night, somebody's evening, somebody's Christmas. I literally prayed before this randomizer, like that the people who won these things would be the people that it would affect, that they would need, or it would be a second boat that they could take a buddy fishing with. Every one of these prize packages that is a kayak and the $500 Fish USA gift card comes along with a guided trip with me in North Alabama. The downside to these kayak giveaways is you either have to coordinate with a local dealer or you have to come down and see me in Alabama to pick it up. Now, I don't know that that's not necessarily a downside. I'm just saying I don't know where everyone is from. So if you're from like the Pacific Northwest, it could be a problem. So we just have to do some coordination, getting a kayak to you. So let me set the table up front. It's not a 15-day thing. It sometimes is a month or more, to coordinate all this kind of stuff. So I want to just set expectations, and it's wintertime in a lot of places. So people are a little bit more patient, but we're giving away a bunch of Fish USA gift cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Fish USA gift cards, because I've got to say, first and foremost, Fish USA was instrumental in supporting KBF and supporting us throughout the course of the year. They've been a really big supporter of mine, not just professionally, but also personally, getting to know the guys there, getting those guys to genuinely reach out and say, "You good, man?" Like they cared and they took care of me, whenever I needed it. And so I'm not doing them first because they're the lower dollar value. I'm doing them first because they deserve to go first, because they have been one of, if not my biggest supporter. They're a great organization. They're a great company. They have pretty much everybody that's there fishes, and it's just a really cool deal. So I've drawn 15 $100 gift certificates, and I have the stack right here. So basically, when you get this name, your name is drawn. I'm going to leave my phone number and email address at the end of this video so that you can claim these. And basically, I'm just going to send you a picture of the card, and you can use it immediately. So you probably ain't going to be able to order now and get it before Christmas. I mean, you might, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get it immediately.
So real quick, I wanted to talk real quick. So there's some facts that's going down. So on FishOps Catch 22 Challenge for the entire year, there was 15,414 entries the entire year. I mean, that is a lot of fish. Okay.
And I verified with Fishing Chaos that is the biggest single event number of fish entered that they've ever had.
I mean, that is just pretty amazing.
Cool. I still have like probably 350, 400 fish I've got to enter, to be honest with you. And so if you guys have those fish that you haven't entered yet, even if you already got to your 22, go ahead and enter those fish. That way we can ratchet that number up, and I can use that to talk to sponsors. So, thanks for pointing that out, Randy. I was going to do a little bit of that between Fish USA and the grand prizes, but
I mean, it's remarkable. So you have 569 anglers that signed up for it, tickets wise, and then only 453 of them actually participated in the entire event, which means there was other anglers that just did it to do it, just
to support it.
Yeah,
which is amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. And there's a lot of people that bought multiple tickets. So again, thank you guys all. I wish I could thank each and every one of you individually. I have called quite a few people throughout the season as I saw their name come across the thing when I've had the downtime, and just said, hey, thanks for supporting the Catch 22 Challenge. But I'd love to hear your feedback. And actually, we'll do a question and answer session at the end. So go ahead and start hitting up the comments with any questions that you have, because I'm going to make this as fast as I possibly can, not to disrespect the sponsors, but to just basically respect your time. And so that this video can be watched back a lot faster than somebody having to watch an 1.5-hour video like me and JT when we get on here and talk forever. So I'm just going to run through the 15 $100 gift cards that we got from the folks at Fish USA. Again, remember, when you join Kayak Bass Fishing for $25, you get a $25 Fish USA gift certificate at the ambassador level. So if you haven't done so yet, you can also support Kayak Bass Fishing by joining KBF. And for $25, you get back, just in the Fish USA gift card alone, you get back $25, but you get back so much more. And that our other supporting sponsors also provide gift certificates that get you up to that $65 level for just $25. Right. If you've joined as a free member and you're not eligible for a lot of the premium benefits that we do, consider upgrading. And as always, again, for the folks that are already members, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then the last reason I wanted to mention that is if you're a Fish USA or if you're a KBF member, you also get an ongoing 10% discount at Fish USA, with the exception of, things that are excluded, like Hobie kayaks and Shimano reels and certain Daiwas. And they've got the little asterisk just like everybody else, because certain manufacturers don't allow them to do the discounts. But 10% off throughout the year. You get that $25 gift certificate right up front. And again, it helps us do what we do at Kayak Bass Fishing. So consider joining, knuckleheads. So here we go.
Mention, if you're going to win tonight, go on to fishusa.com/sales and grab everything you possibly can.
Well, there's that too. There's that too. All right. So the first card winner is Shannon Copeland, Copeland. If there happens to be the people with the same name, which I doubt, but if there happens to be, then I'll have to figure out how to do the tiebreaker. I did write down the randomizer of which position and which event. So if there's two people with the same name by some chance, I actually have screenshots of the version of the person that won it. So if we need to clarify that, we'll clarify that offline.
Shannon
in
Copeland.
Second place, or the second $100 Fish USA gift certificate is Ann, and in parentheses it says Luann Clapp. Ann Luann Clapp. The third Fish USA $100 gift certificate goes to Jeff Clausen, Clauson. The fourth Fish USA $100 gift card goes to Wilton Rogerson. Wilton, WILTON ROGERSON. I'm sure there's going to be like 5 of them, because there's a Wilton Rogerson around every corner. You know what I mean? All right. So the fifth Fish USA gift card is going to go out to Sean Boersma, BOORSMA. Sean Boersma. I hope I'm saying that right. Our sixth Fish USA $100 gift card is going to go out to Joe Machetto, MOSCHETTO, Joe Machetto. Guys, again, I'm going to stop in the middle just like Randy did and say this. Don't forget that these companies support us, so support the companies that support us. Be sure to go check out Fish USA. Sign up for their Tuesday, their text deal. Sign up for their newsletter. Sign up for their all their specials notifications that they have. But like Randy said, go check out that sales page. Not only do they have great sales, but they also have one of the best selections in fishing in general. You could walk around their warehouse for days and never see it all. I think the last time they told me it was up over 40,000 SKUs, which is insane. So, all right. The seventh Fish USA $100 gift card is going out to Michael Turpin. Michael Turpin, TURPIN. Our eighth of 15 $100 Fish USA gift cards, Mr. Blaine Winters. Blaine Winters. Our ninth Fish USA gift card is going out to Mr. Brian Kennedy. Brian, BRYAN Kennedy. Guys, when you win these prizes, one other thing I wanted to say before we move on is go out and make a social post and thank these sponsors for supporting both the Catch-22 Challenge, for supporting kayak bass fishing and what we do. But at the same time, when you claim your prize and you get that product in, spread it out, take a picture, post it on your social, just to continuously give back to these companies for supporting us. It's going to help us get contributions in the future so that we can build this thing even bigger. My goal was to get this thing up over 22,000 this year. I think we ended up somewhere around 15,000. And I was talking to somebody about it today. I was like, man, we've only got like $15,000 worth of stuff to give away. And he was like, only 15,000? And I was like, you know what? Everything's about context. So you're right. I have to think about it the right way. The 10th $100 Fish USA gift card is Mr. John Commandant, Komendat, Commandant. Our next Fish USA gift card is Mr. Michael Benjamin. Next one up is Mr. Robert Bowler, Boehler. Last three are going to be Mike Valentine. Mike Valentine, you're taking home a $100 Fish USA gift card. Our next Fish USA $100 gift card is Dana Spencer. And then our last of the 15 $100 gift cards, I've got another $500 version to one of our winners that we drew for, is Mr. Frank Spoljaric. I'm going to spell it just in case I said it wrong. Spoljaric. Frank Spoljaric. Jaric. I do want to take a minute to mention that along the way, Fish USA also supported us. I didn't make as big a deal out of it, but what we did is we did drawings throughout the year each month, and I would call the winner who won. Fish USA would give me, has sent me the gift cards early in the year, and I would just communicate directly with the person. So I think over the course of the year so far, we've already given out another $2,500 worth of Fish USA gift cards to folks in the Catch-22 Challenge, either on the 22nd of the month or just randomized throughout the month, when I would go in and pull the people that had caught 22 fish and then do a drawing. So for those of y'all that did win that, same thing. Post a picture. Thank Fish USA for the support. Obviously tag Kayak Bass Fishing in it so we can kind of, repost it and give those sponsors some even bigger love because of our platform. And so, again, thank you guys all. If you have one of these $100 Fish USA gift cards, you can do one of two things. You can email me at kayakbassfishing@gmail.com, put Catch-22 Challenge Fish USA gift card winner as the subject, and then give me your preferred way of delivery. Do you want me to email it to you or text it to you? And if you want me to email or text it to you, just confirm what phone number or whatever. If you text me at my number, tell me who you are. Say, hey, this is Frank Spoljaric. I won the Fish USA $100 gift card. Don't just text me and say, hey, man, I won on the Catch-22. That makes it difficult. Then I've got to go back 3 or 4 times. So because I got a lot to process and I'm trying to shut her down for a few days, spend some time with family for the holidays, just send me as much information as you can. Hey, this is Jeff Clausen. I won the Fish USA $100 gift card. Please just text me the picture, and then boom, just let me know who, what, when, where, why, and I'll make sure that I get that to you ASAP. And my phone number is 757-348-2232. Again, that's 757-348-2232. I sent out a mass email, and a lot of folks messaged me because they got the email. If you didn't get the email, please check your email because we figured out that we've got some holes in processing the dog tags to get out to folks that deserve them. So what I've been doing is I've been texting for folks to use so they could use for the giveaways. And we're going to do even more giveaways after this. But basically, what I did is I just did some stock images of the gift cards like this, like that, and like that. And so if you didn't get your dog tags yet and you caught the 22 fish already, do me a favor and shoot me a text at 757-348-2232. I will then send you instructions on how to claim your dog tags in case you haven't gotten them yet. And I will also text you those pictures so that you can go ahead and make the post to qualify for some more giveaways that I'm doing right after the first of the new year. So now we're going to move into some Lowrance Elite 7 FS7, Lowrance FS7 depth finders. I think these are valued at right at $800 a piece. So again, these are Lowrance Elite 7, and we have 5 of them that we're giving away. So 5 Elite 7 depth finders. Well, depth finder graph, you know, the whole thing. GPS, the whole thing. So the winner of the first Lowrance FS7 depth finder is going to be Mr. Robert Harris. Robert
Nice.
Harris. You know Robert? He's a Florida boy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, congratulations to Robert. You probably don't need it because you already pretty much figured out how to catch the fish, but it's going to be a great addition. It either makes a really good upgrade or it makes a really good second unit if you've already got like a really big unit. In fact, I actually run this unit myself as a second unit to my HDS 9. All right, the second Lowrance FS7 is going to be Mr. Jason Starley. Jason Starley.
Oh, great person to get it. Good job.
Starley. Do you know Jason too?
Yes, sir. South Carolina.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know where any of these people are from. Hey, by the way, if you win a prize, comment in the comment section on whatever platform you're on and say where you're watching from and you know what city and state you're from, so we can kind of let people know where these folks that are winning are from. That might have been something that I could have looked up, but I got to get everybody to update their Fishing Chaos account so that it shows their state, but I haven't done that yet. So, all right. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this, and you're going to want to kick me, but the way that I did the randomizer, I didn't eliminate people, and I didn't expect multiple people to win, but I also didn't want somebody to be taken out of the running for bigger prizes just because they were drawn for a prize. So I think it's the only fair way to do it. So when I announce this next name, you're going to be like, but he already won. And people are going to love you or hate you one way or the other in these type of giveaways. I want to remind y'all, this is for a good cause and this is for fun. It's not super uber competitive, but this person already won a Fish USA gift card. I'm reasonably certain. I'm pretty sure this is the only person that won multiple things. But the third Lowrance FS7 is Wilton Rogerson. So that name obviously stuck out in the memory bank. And when I made fun of it, if you want to call it that, where I joked about it earlier, you know, it was going to stand out to you guys too. So I figured I would address it. All right. The next Lowrance FS7 that we're giving away is to Mr. Nathan Challes. Challes, SCHALLES. Nathan Challes. SCHALL. Did I just give away the last one? Like
you just did. You did.
Okay. Well, the last but definitely not least, Lowrance FS7 is Mr. or Miss. I think this is Mr. Jacques, JACQUE, Bulkley, BULKLEY, not Buckley, Bulkley, Jacques Bulkley, BULKLEY, and the first name is JACQUE, and I'm pretty sure that's Jacques, like the diver, like the oceanographer, Jacques Cousteau. So congratulations on those Lowrance FS7s. Like if I'm doing the math right, that's like $4,500 worth of depth finders, just like right there. All right, and I'm just going to roll right into this. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. So like I talked about earlier, if you guys don't know who these knuckleheads are right here, they are just like us. And so when I was up at Rumblefish, I picked up a bunch of stuff, and they make these really bad to the bone swim baits. Both of the owners are really good dudes. Know their stuff, go fishing. Like they're us. They're people who are in the sport, doing it. In fact, Jake was so good about, you know, some of the lures that there was a color that I wanted. I've got a second video coming out on it, but he actually custom poured me like on the spot a few lures similar to this one right here that actually have a little bit less of the purple and a little more shimmer, so that it kind of mimics those late fall into early, all the way up to the shad spawn, in the right size of these swim baits. And the swim bait profile that they have is pretty awesome. Got a hook pocket in the belly right there, and just an all around like awesome product line. They've also got stuff like underspins and jigs and stuff like that is all like top notch premium stuff. You can go meet the guys in the video that I just released earlier today on my YouTube channel. They've got a 6 series of swim bait heads. As soon as I get back from the holidays, like I said, they've got these really nice crappie baits right here that can also be used for bass with the little small underspin. Just a great company that is good dudes, good people, trying to make a living, doing what they love, which is in the fishing industry. So we are going to draw 2 Rumblefish $50 prize packs at the end of the video as well. And Jake has said that he will take care of that personally. So I will connect the winners with that immediately. And then, but we're not going to do that right away. Like I said, I want to get to the big stuff, and I want you guys to hold on to the end for the Rumblefish giveaway. That way there's a reason to watch to the end, because we're going to do this one via, if you're watching live, we're going to do the, matter of fact, we could just go ahead and start it. Put the hashtag.
Let me get it set up first before you do that.
Okay.
Let me do that.
Well, Randy, when you're ready, say we're going to put the hashtag Rumble Fishing into the comment section, and then you're going to do the randomizer at the end to draw it. So, Randy, you tell them when they're ready, and we'll knock out the Rumblefish drawing just from the live stream itself.
You got it. No problem.
So what we're about to do, guys, is we're about to give away a $500 Fish USA gift card. That is a Christmas shopping spree. I don't care who you are. Okay. We're going to give away a Bonafide SS127. Now, I will say this about Bonafide. In both cases, they have agreed to do a kayak of equal or lesser value if you decide that that model isn't for you. They've also decided that they will let you pay the difference if you win one kayak, but you want the next kayak up. But like, for example, the Bonafide SS127 that we've been promoting, I couldn't say that there was a River 119 coming yet. They wouldn't let me do that. So if you win and you decide you want the River 119 instead of the SS127, you know, they're like plus or minus $50. So that'll be no problem. But like, for example, if you win the P127 and you don't like the pedal, you'd rather get a SS127, then I can't give you the difference, but we could probably work something out in accessories or something like that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You're either going to have to come to Alabama and pick it up, or we're going to have to coordinate to ship it to your local dealer when they're receiving their shipment. If you come to Alabama, you're going to get a guided fishing trip with me, a full day guided fishing trip here in North Alabama. And I don't know if y'all know this or not, but we got some little fish down here in North Alabama. We got Lake Guntersville. We got Wheeler. We got Wilson. We got Pickwick. We got some rivers. And I've also got a few little Gucci spots that I can take y'all to. And so before I do the live giveaway too, I want to take a second to kind of plug myself a little bit. As part of what I've been doing on my journey to getting back to where I needed to be, I thought back through my life and the times that I truly enjoyed myself. And one of the things that I really enjoyed was when I guided. And I've just been too busy. And people have always been like, man, I know you're busy, but. And so because Fishing Chaos offers the charter service built into their app, I started thinking about it. And then when I realized that I needed to stop traveling so much all over the place, and I wanted to have a hometown, and you know what I mean? I wanted to be able to go do, you know, things on it. I wanted a routine, right? I have been literally killing myself for the last 10 years. And as I was going through that personal inventory of doing the things that I enjoy and getting rid of a lot of the things that I don't, I truly enjoy that one-on-one fishing opportunity. I truly enjoy the ability to teach. And so I've got the pricing up there right now. I'm still massaging that. I'm also going to offer some like one-on-one coaching calls if you're looking for sponsorship and some other things that'll be built out on that page. But Chad Hoover Fishing guide page is up on Fishing Chaos now. And I'm going to start booking trips probably tomorrow. Like if you want to lock in some like Gucci spawn dates and things like that, then that'll be live tomorrow. So this is basically it's a $550 value, this full day of fishing where everything's included. I'm calling it show up and bow up. Like all you have to do is show up and bring yourself, your clothes, your sunglasses. You know, I'm going to take care of snacks. I'm going to take care of drinks. I'm going to basically, again, all you have to do is just show up and bow up. That's all you got to do. Like, I can pick you up at the airport. You ain't even got to rent a car. It's going to be mostly based on fun and creating content. And tons of people are like, hey, what do I have to do to go fishing with you? And it's really hard to just try to coordinate it over the phone. So I've set up a guide page. I'm going to use it to supplement my income a little bit, especially since COVID and all that stuff has really kicked us all in the junk. Lots of companies' marketing budgets are shrinking, and things are just tougher. You know what I mean? Your boy went through a divorce, is living in a travel trailer now. So all the stars just lined up. So when I say I'm giving you a trip, I'm going to give you a claim ticket. And you're going to go in and book it, and that day is going to be your day. And you're going to come down here and go fishing. I'm going to treat you just like you paid for a guided fishing trip. And so without further ado, the $500 Fish USA gift card winner is Mr. Jeff Matave, Matave. Mr. Jeff Matave, or Matave, hopefully it's Matave. You've just won a $500 Fish USA gift card. So Jeff Matave, again, guys, scroll back through the video, find my phone number and email address, shoot me a text, and put your name, what you won, and then I'll give you a call and we'll coordinate on how to get you down for the trip or get the kayak to you or some combination of the two. The next prize we're giving away is a bona fide SS 127.
Nice.
So this is a $1,700 value. I'm $1,699. And that is going to be Mr. Joseph Novoa. Joseph Novoa, Novoa. So if you guys are watching, please do me a favor and hit the comment section. I really hope that the people that are winning these grand prizes are watching. I actually tried to call each of the bigger prize winners ahead of time and say, hey, you might need to tune in tonight. I can't tell you what you won, but you did win something. I didn't tell them that they won one of the big prizes, but I just let them know. So hopefully they've tuned in.
The Joe's on it, and he just can't believe he's got serious. Are you real? For real?
So Joe, congratulations, bro. Hey, Joe, post up in the comment section. Let me know where you're from, bro, and whether or not, and I hate to put you on the spot, but are you going to get the boat shipped to you? Or are you going to come down here and pick it up and let me take you fishing? So Joseph, yeah, comment and let us know. And Randy, throw it up there when he does, if you don't mind. All right.
Got it.
So Joseph Novoa takes home a bona fide SS 127. The next prize is a bona fide P127. Now, this P127, though, you actually have to come get it in Alabama. I'm just throwing it out there. And the reason is this is a P127 that is personally given to me by Bonafide. I've rigged it out. It's set up. And I'm going to try to twist another one of my sponsors' arms to give you the product that goes with it. But I wasn't able to get the confirmation ahead of time. But this Bonafide P127 is actually got a wrap on it that's wrapped FishOps. And it is by far one of the best looking wraps that I've ever seen, that we've ever done. This boat is juicy. It has barely been used. All right, Joe, looking forward to it. Joe, where are you from, bro? Like, post up.
He's from Indiana.
Indiana. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's awesome, because Freedom Squad's in Indiana. I go to Indiana as much as I possibly can. Life got in the way this year to keep me from going up there as much. But yeah, congrats, bro. So Joseph Novoa. Next up is this P127. And again, this one you're actually going to have to come get, or we're going to have to figure something out, because I have the boat here and you're winning that boat with the wrap on it, like ready to roll. And I used it like, I don't know, a half a dozen times. You know, it's in really good shape, but it's got some upgrades to it. So it's actually more than the $3,000 value. And that Bonafide P127 is going to Rich Soderquist, Soderquist. Rich, if you're watching, comment in the comment section below and let me know where you're from, like where your hometown, state, or city, state, all that good stuff. And let me know, well, obviously I didn't give you a choice. You got to come pick the boat up, bro. We just got to work that part out, right? And then I'm going to take you fishing. We're going to hopefully go try to catch your personal best out of that boat. All right. It comes down to one prize left. And I said I was going to keep this thing under 45 minutes. So I'm going to announce the grand prize winner. The grand prize winner, you also have to come get the boat. Now, here's the juicy thing about coming to get this boat. This boat is the Old Town Sportsman Autopilot 120. It's a $4,000 boat as it is. It's also got probably $300 worth of Yak Attack on it. Okay, you're going to take that Yak Attack with you. I got a Gucci Desert Tan Black Pack Pro in the back. That's the 16 by 16. I've got 2 of the sand colored Omega Pro rod holders on it. I've got the side mounted double header paddle holder. It's going to come with another $1,000 ish bonus, which is I'm throwing in the Dakota Lithium 100 amp hour battery that goes with it, because I'm not going to give you a $4,000+ kayak and then you got to go figure out how to get some power under your butt so you can get the thing running. But this is that one you're going to have to come down here and get to, because it would be difficult, if not impossible, to ship. And I'm going to take you fishing in the process. But the winner of the Old Town Sportsman Autopilot 120 is Mr. Chris Riley. Chris Riley. Riley. Chris Riley. And so, guys, listen, I kind of mixed it up for this giveaway just so you guys kind of understand exactly how we did this. I took a lot of the people that entered the big numbers of fish, and I did one set of drawings for them, right? For the folks that were like the state leaders. And then I took the batch of everybody that caught any 22 species, and then I did a batch of drawings. Then I drew from everybody that caught over 22 fish, and then I did another drawing, and then that got us down to where we are. And then we're not done yet, though. When I start doing the Catch 22 challenge for next year, and we start giving away prizes when we one up ourselves next year, if you competed this year and you earned your Catch 22 dog tag, you're eligible for every giveaway for Catch 22 that we ever do. And so you're kind of building yourself in by being that early group. And so if we can get this thing to 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, who knows? I'd love to get this thing to $200,000 in giveaways if we possibly can. But you guys are now part of a fraternity or a sorority or a brotherhood or a sister, family. You're part of a family. You're part of a family. And from now on, every time we do a giveaway, when you get that dog tag and you keep that dog tag, you post it and you tag Catch 22 Challenge. And you're just as eligible to win as the people that catch 22 fish next year once we start doing those monthly giveaways and we start doing the online and social promotion. This year was a really good opportunity to build out the baseline. I had delusions of grandeur of making it bigger than it was. And, guys, listen, I'm just going to be real with you. We can't do what we're trying to accomplish with the Catch 22 Challenge if we're also a bunch of hard-headed buttheads like I used to be, where you keep everything inside and you don't talk about your problems and you don't do that. And I had some problems this year, like just being real with you, like 6 weeks, I didn't do anything. It was a gut punch when I found out I was going to get a divorce. Right. And it was a gut punch the 4 or 5 different times this year that I found out friends of mine had taken their own life. It was a gut punch when I started trying to research some old Navy buddies because I was on this road trip around the country and I was wanting to reconnect. And I wanted to visit graves of people that I never grieved over just to start to get towards that process of closure. And I'll just tell you, as I was going through my list of people that I serve with that I really wanted to connect with, there was quite a few times that I found out that the person that I was looking for had taken their own life. But it had been, 3 or 4 or 5 years before. And I had some interesting conversations. I had dinner with a couple of sisters of the person that passed away. I had a dinner with the husband of a wife that had taken her own life. I had dinner with the wife of a husband that were friends of mine, because I served with a lot of, varied backgrounds. I served with a lot of girls and women that served in my units and in my squadrons. And so it was a tough year this year, man. It was crazy, but it really put on my heart that we're doing the right thing by doing these charity-based events. We're doing the right thing by focusing more on community and getting away from a lot of the crap that we focused on, trying to be the end-all be-all to all things kayak fishing as KBF. And the birth of the knucklehead concept, where I just realized, like, I'm taking myself way too seriously. I got to get back to chasing these big fish, which really makes me happy. I got to stop trying to run all over the country and be everywhere, because if you try to be everything for everybody, you can't be anything for anyone. Right. And that was my problem, is I was spread so thin you could see through me for a long time. And thankfully I had a lot of different people, show me the way. I've prayed a lot. I've read the Bible a lot this year. I haven't been as forthright about sharing my walk and my faith, because I don't feel like I'm in the place yet to shoulder people leaning on me, and I'm hoping to be there relatively soon. But yeah, man, we've all got an owner's manual built for people. Like, there's an owner's manual for this RV that I got out for how to winterize this thing in case when it freezes tonight. But there's an owner's manual for us, and at least for me. And again, I'm sure that there's other versions of it. And I respect your right for any version of religion that you truly believe in, anything that makes you who you are. But mine is the Bible. Like, that is the owner's manual for, if I get too greedy, if I get too selfish, if I get too down, if I get too big-headed, if I get too insert anything after, if I get too after that, I can get in that book for a couple days. I can find the answers.
Yes, sir.
There's a really cool app out there, the Bible app that Life Church created. And so even if you're lazy and you don't want to flip through the book trying to find it yourself, and let's be real, I'm never going to say that the Bible is flawed, but the one thing that the Bible doesn't offer is a table of contents where you can just search for, what you're looking for. It doesn't have a glossary in the back like a dictionary, right? But these Bible apps are really good because they allow you to quickly find, related information and things that you're looking for. We live on this thing called the internet now, and it's got a really good, like I straight up Googled best scriptures and passages for divorce and read a bunch of stuff on how to get through it. Best, scriptures for humility and, right. And that whole journey in trying to become a better person. I want to share one thing, because if you told me that this would be me 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you, because I know me, even though, most of us know ourselves better than we give ourselves credit to. And we also try to lie to ourselves about who we are. But I went over to Westbrook Supply this past weekend there's a seminar that Jeff Little, Drew Gregory, and Dr. Steve Salmons were doing at Westbrook Supply. And I wanted to go support Fletch because he's an awesome dude, has a great shop. And I was going to get there early and load up the New Canoe Unlimited and the Sholey that New Canoe and Crescent, had given me to do the review videos on. And straight up, I got there late. I ran into traffic on this side of the Birmingham split, ran into traffic when I got to Atlanta again. So when I got there, it was just about time to start the seminar. So we were going to load in the middle of the day. And after Jeff's seminar was over, there's a little break before Drew started. And I told Fletch, hey, man, I'm going to go grab my truck and pull in here and go ahead and get those boats loaded so that I can get on the road. Because it's like a 3-hour drive after the seminars were over. I'm going to get on the road after it's over. He said, yeah, man, no problem. I walk out to the parking lot, and both of my windows on the driver's side are knocked out. Well, the back one was knocked out. The front one was spiderweb because it's got like a safety stuff in it that makes it harder to shatter. And the first thing that I thought, and this is where the change happened, right? And so I used to personally believe that you couldn't change after a certain age. I felt like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I've literally probably said people don't change out of my own mouth. And I don't think people change unless they're willing to, unless they're ready to, and unless they let God do it.
Right.
But when I saw my windows knocked out, the first thing I did is check to make sure that I had left my sidearm at home like I thought, because I wanted to make sure they didn't grab a gun. I also wanted to check to see what they did take, because that's kind of what you always do. But the first real thought that I had was, oh crap, there's like other 6 or 8, maybe 10 other trucks parked around me. So I walked around the parking lot and I checked all the other vehicles, and they were all good. And I remember thinking, and I'm not saying this to break my arm, pat myself on the back. I'm saying this to say that because of this walk that I'm on, things inside me have really changed. Because 5 years ago, if this happened, I'd have been raising holy hell. I'd have lost my mind. It would have spun me out. I would have been triggered. And then I would have been like, oh man, I'm going to lose 2 days of fishing now. And the thief that knocked my window out would have got more out of me than they got by just knocking my window out. But here's what happened. After I walked around the parking lot, I was overcome with a calm. And the first thing that I thought about was, thank God it was me. Thank God it was my windows that got knocked out and not one of these other people that came here that, work hard every day, work harder than I do, that have a young family, that aren't in a position to deal with it, that would have probably had to take a day off of work, that would have probably had more stuff stolen or whatever, and don't have the amazing sponsor support that I have if something was stolen, that I can get it replaced. And so I immediately thought, man, thank God it was me. That wouldn't have been me 3 years ago. It wouldn't have been me 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it would have been, woe is me. Oh man, I can't believe I got my windows knocked out. This is, and the main reason I'm telling this story is that's a change that happened, right? Not that I didn't do it to myself. It changed because I was willing to let change happen. But that's not where it ended. I get home and I call around to a bunch of glass places, and most of them said, hey, we can't do anything until after the first of the year. So I called this glass shop. They said they were replacing my windows. I go there to meet them. And when I walk in, the girl at the front desk is super awesome, very happy, engaging. And I almost got my daughter to come pick me up or got an Uber to come back and do some work. But when I walked in, I was just like, nah, I'm just going to hang out. And I sit down on the chairs in the waiting area. And it was like the nicest waiting area in a glass shop I've ever been to. I look over and do the customary, hey, what's up, man, thing to this guy that's sitting there. And he's like, hey, what's going on, man? Blah, blah, blah. We're watching the news, and I think they've got like Fox or something on. And something comes on about the military. And the guy looks over to me and says something to the effect of like, I wish they would just tell the truth. I wish they would just stop, tiptoeing around it. And I was like, what do you mean, man? I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. The guy was a veteran. The guy had been struggling. The guy basically opened up to me kind of more of in a visceral way, like the standard reaction when you're angry and you're mad and you're frustrated and my country doesn't take care of me. And we ended up having an hour and 15-minute conversation. I'm going to take the guy fishing. He's got a different outlook now. I gave him some resources of people to talk to, and he texted me like the next day, which is yesterday, texted me and was like, hey man, I just want to say thanks for taking the time to talk to me. Because of you, I talked to my wife about it, and now I'm going to go to therapy.
Nice.
Well, dude, like I wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
So there's good stuff that can come from everything if you look at it right. And that's what I hope you guys got from this Catch 22 challenge. I hope that you can help me continue to push this rock, to raise awareness and to be part of this family, because we all need each other. I love you, knuckleheads, more than I can ever express. So let's draw two $50.
All right, let's bring
winners.
this into existence over here. And where did I put it? Where did I put it? Hold on a second. Let me find it real quick.
And then let's do a question or two after that, because hell, I've already gone 55 minutes. We might as well go.
All right. So currently right now we have 43 entrants. Make sure you put hashtag Rumblefish. You get one more quick minute to do that as we sit here. There's 43 entries in here. That almost just about everybody that I can see is currently on either social media on all the platforms we have going on. So hurry up, get them in there. You've got one more quick little 30 seconds left to get
Well,
involved.
we got time to take a question before we do the drawing. You have a question that you can find relatively quick, or
I can actually. We did have a good question anywhere. It was back here. Give me a second. I saw it. Everybody was lighting it up. They're having a great time. This has been an awesome evening. So they're all very excited to what has transpired. Let me get there.
Yeah, and so again, before we go, guys, Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Happy holidays. Whatever your reason for the season is, focus on your family, focus on your faith, focus on, just reflecting on the things that you have to count as your blessings for this year, and then set the table for really doubling down on them for next year. That's what I plan on doing. Hope to see a bunch of you knuckleheads down here in North Alabama. Hope to do as many guided trips as I possibly can so I can share the water with a bunch of you guys. And we're going to put together a program, too, to where we can, also donate so many trips to veterans based on however many trips I book. And I got to figure that part out. And I'm going to be asking for y'all's help on some of that. But I also want to get back to guiding, but just because it just forces me to get out there and teach and learn and share. And I want to meet you knuckleheads and break some bread and go out there and catch some fish and do what we do. You know what I'm saying?
What we do best. Do what we do best. Let's go out and hang out on the water and fish. So actually, literally, there's no other questions. If you want to take part in the Catch 22 next year, you want to make sure you pay attention to what we have going on with Fishing Chaos. It will be out there. It's only going to cost $22 to be part of it for the year. And you go out there and catch 22 fish. That is the easiest way and the best way to take part and be a part of something that's bigger than anything that we can ever be a part of. So hashtag Rumblefish is the drawing for right now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to find out who they are. We're giving away 2 of these packages.
And guys, while he's drawing that, realize that Rumblefish is the brand. Rumble Fishing is the website. So Timothy Strasbaugh.
From Timothy South Florida, down in Florida.
Let me take a picture of that too, so I can send it to Jake. I will look at this. So Timothy, congratulations. You're probably going to want to jump on a call with Jake and let him walk you through the entire, offering. But at the same time, you guys go to their website. They have a subscription box. They've got a ton of stuff that they're offering, and they're growing their brand offering. The rumblefishing.com is the website, and @rumblefishing is their social media. They're also linked up in the new video that I just did. So if you want to see their shop, see them in action, check out my latest YouTube video, share it, comment on it, like it, do all that good stuff, help it get some views. And congratulations to Timothy Strasbaugh.
Which is the coolest last name ever.
Yeah, it sounds like a baseball. I was gonna say athlete, but I was thinking more like a old school NASCAR driver. You know what I'm saying? Come around turn 3 and Timothy Strasbaugh is, whatever. So yeah,
there you go. I like it. Let's go ahead and give away number NASCAR. 2. Here we go.
All right, let's do giveaway number 2.
RB Price.
RB Price. I think it's kind of funny how this thing works, where a lot of people get to see their name and it's like, ooh, and it's almost like when you get a bite when you're fishing and you turn into a monkey. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody, when they feel, they're like, ooh. But, I learned it when I would edit all my videos in the early days. Is like when I would see that I was about to catch a fish, I would always go, ooh. So everybody turns into a monkey right before they set the hook. Can you put that back up there real quick, or is it too late?
Yes, sir, I totally can. RB Price.
Let me take a photo of that real fast. All righty. Well, congratulations to Tim. Congratulations to RB Price. Now, speaking of like sports names, baseball names, RB Price. Actually, you know what Timothy Strasbaugh really sounds like? It sounds more like a law firm, like Timothy Strasbaugh, Rodenberger and Associates or something like that. RB Price. Now that sounds like a baseball player or like a UFC fighter. RB.
Right, Mr. Hoover, there's a couple questions that are out here.
Okay, let's do a question or 3.
Let's do a couple questions. One of the questions is the challenge series submissions not official yet.
So I love how we're hijacking this thing with the challenge series submissions, but here's why. I'm glad you asked this question. The reason that the challenge series submissions are not official yet is for a number of reasons. One, we used to judge them immediately in the past. And then once we judge them, they're immediately approved. Now what happens is people start screenshotting it. Hey, this fish is scored and it's this, this, and this. So when we leave the challenge up there, it makes everybody aware of the fact that that fish has been challenged. So then lots of people look at that photo. So you might say to yourself, okay, well, why don't you get it off of there so I'm not sitting there with a yellow thing? Well, if you have your fish challenged, you get a notification of what the challenge was and why. You can also just go look at your fish yourself. And if you go, oh, dang, I didn't notice that, you can go to your catch log, you can delete that fish, and you can submit a better photo. So I've gotten quite a few people that say, oh, man, my photo got challenged, but I've got a better photo. Cool, go replace it. So we're also using this as an opportunity, especially like in the slower times in the winter, to let those challenges stay up there like a scarecrow in the field so that people can see them, so that people look at them. But here's another reason. Man, I'm glad somebody asked this question because I wanted to talk about this on a different live stream, and then I forgot about it. When you put that up there, so we've had this happen in the past. People's photos get challenged. We score them real quick, and then they were challenged for open mouth or something. Okay, we take them all down. Then we didn't catch the fact that they had the wrong identifier because we jumped in there looking for the specific thing that the challenge was for, agreed with the challenge, deleted the fish. Person goes out, fishes their butt off for another week, and then they load all their fish up, and then they get challenged again, and it's like wrong identifier code or something like that. And then it's like, dang. Well, then they want to come back and say, how come you didn't tell me when you DQ'd my other fish that I also had the wrong identifier? Which is a reasonable thing for somebody to assume. But it's also human nature that when a judge is going there and looking at the fish and they see the problem that is there, then they just accept it and it deletes the fish out there. If we leave it out there and the fans and the followers don't know what the challenge is for, so when they click on that thing, they're looking for every possible thing that they can see that's wrong with that fish, and then they'll challenge it for a different reason. So we've learned if we leave it up there, we can actually get multiple challenges for multiple reasons. So then when we decide we're going to pull the fish down or let the angler know, then we're able to say this, this, and this was wrong with your photo. But the main reason, the number one reason is, and I'm just going to be straight up honest with you guys, those photos that are challenged get like 100 times the number of views that the ones that aren't challenged are. So if you can change human nature, then I'll change the way we do the challenge series. But moving forward, it's going to be the challenge series for two reasons. It's going to be the challenge series for the fact that it's a challenge to go out and catch your best fish, but it's also going to be the challenge series in that, by and large, the vast majority of the judging is going to be done publicly, and then we'll go back in towards the end of the month, or first towards the middle of the month, and then towards the end of the month, and clean up anything that's really egregious. So, one, it's expensive as hell and time-consuming as hell to sit there on top of those challenges and judge every single fish. It's also expensive when you judge those fish in the beginning because everybody wants to get their name on the leaderboard. And then by the time the month is over, those original 5, 10, 15 fish are gone by the wayside. So we're paying to score and judge fish that are ultimately not even relevant.
Right.
So the idea is to make this thing as streamlined as we can possibly make it. We're going to start putting some incentives and initiatives out there. Hey, if you submit a valid challenge, you're automatically going to win an entry into a free challenge series. If you do this, if you do that, and that's going to be part of our Fish Free 23 challenge, which, by the way, we're doing a social post about it tomorrow. So tonight was as good a night as any to ask it. But that's the reason. And what it really boils down to is it's the angler's responsibility to submit the correct fish. So, and I'm going to sound like a butthead when I say this. Hey, man, I can't believe y'all DQ'd that fish. I had a better photo. Then if you had a better photo, that's the photo you should have submitted. It seems like common sense, but people get in a hurry, they rush, and then they want someone else to do twice as much work because they didn't want to take their time. So if you think about that times several hundred anglers, it's easier for the angler to take their time than it is for the judges to do 4 times the amount of work. And again, we're trying to streamline things here. We're trying to cut back on cost. We're trying to make things better. But the number one reason is I want them out there so people can see them. If you don't like the fact that your border is yellow, take more time taking your photos, read the actual rules, make sure that your identifier is correct, make sure that you got the right measuring board, make sure that you got, your hand in the right place. And whatever the judgment's going to be, it's going to be whether it was the first of the month or last of the month. And I hear this one a lot. If I had it judged in the first week, I could have fixed it. If you could have fixed it anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so to me, the whole purpose of the challenge series is to give anglers an opportunity in places where there's not a lot of events, but simultaneously it's so you can learn these lessons and you can make these mistakes, if you want to call them that, in a tournament that's only got a $50 entry fee versus one that's like double or triple or more than that. And so that you don't make that mistake further down the road. So the challenges will be cleaned up right after Christmas. We'll have basically 4 or 5 days left to share it. And then something that I'm going to commit to, since you asked this, and I was going to talk about it tomorrow on a social post, one of the things that we're going to start doing as well is when a fish is challenged, we're just going to start screenshotting and go throw it on the group and say, hey, we just got a challenge for this. What do y'all think? And just roll the grenade into the room. So if you don't want a yellow border around your photos, take your time. Make sure that the mouth is closed. Don't put your hand in the gill plate. Don't put your hand past the tail. In other words, and I know people don't like to hear this, read the rules. So, yeah. But that's the reason. We're trying to cut back on cost. We're trying to stop judging these fish that are insignificant towards the end of the month. And we want more people to challenge. By and large, when a fish gets challenged one time, it actually gets challenged multiple times. If we jump on it as soon as we receive the notification, we don't get that. And the cool thing about that is people are learning lessons. And it's going to sound bad, but people are learning lessons from the misfortunes of others. When they see that scarecrow in the field and the yard and they look at it and go, oh, dang, he got challenged for this, then it keeps them from making that same mistake in the future. So that's why. Good question, though. Great question.
Yeah. Great question. Thank you, JD.
Who asked that question? Do you have it?
Yeah, JD.
Do you have that queued up right there? Who asked it?
Let me. Oh, now you're going to ask me a hard question to try to find.
Well, listen,
yes,
JD,
right here,
if you answer that question, JD Long 58, shoot me a text 757-348-2232. I'm going to send you a $50 Fish USA gift card just for asking a freaking awesome question. So thanks, JD.
So also there was another question. Is the 2023 trail schedule out yet? The first 2 events are soon to come. Shortly after is the rest of them. So just keep up to date with what's going on.
The trail schedule is out. It's on the homepage of the website.
I guess it's the
event. Yeah. Only the first 3 events are up. And so one of the things that we're not doing this year is we're not putting the events up until everything is done. I'm talking leaderboards. I'm talking
all of it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like all the different, I's are dotted and T's are crossed and that kind of thing. And so, yes, the trail schedule is out. It is right on the homepage of the website. I just went to the website. It's literally right there under trail series. Like, I can't make this stuff any simpler. The latest news is right here. The challenge series link is right there. And then you can learn more about how to join, watch my YouTube videos. It's literally all right on the homepage. So the trail schedule is out. The first 2 events are up. I think the 3rd event is pretty close to being up. We're just waiting on finalizing the venue for Lake Havasu. But yes, Polk County and Lake Murray are both up. Havasu, April 1st, will be up relatively quickly. I actually talked to Bryce Gibbs yesterday about it. He reached out to Havasu to nail down the venue for the award ceremony. And then once we have that in place, we'll put that event up. And then most of the events are 75% built out. We're just waiting on a couple of boundary questions, working on some other little small things. But we're going to put them up in kind of like in batches of 3, the first third of the season, the middle third of the season, and the last third of the season. But yes, they are up on Fishing Chaos. Real easy to get to. We're doing the early bird registration. So the first 50 people save $25, and we're going to draw a winner for that $325 total entry in Trail 1, Trail 2, and the Dakota Lithium double up on the 23rd of the weekend before the event. So that's going to be a really cool Fish Free in 23 thing that we're doing. So yeah, great question. And it's up. It's on the homepage. You can start planning for it.
And you got one more question, and then we'll get ready to close this thing out. But has pre-fishing time limits been figured out yet?
Yes, pre-fishing time limits have been modified from what I originally put out on the 30 days. And I said, officially this is unofficial yet. We're just talking out loud. But I got with AJ from Bass. I'm from Hobie, and I got with Steve Owens from Bass. They were actually going to be on Tuesday night show. AJ ended up getting sick, and so we scheduled them to next Tuesday. But next Tuesday night, I'm going to have AJ McWhorter from the Hobie BOS, and I'm going to have Steve Owens from the Bass Nation Kayak Series on the show with us, and we're going to talk about that. I originally wanted to do 30 days. Steve actually brought up a good point, and AJ as well thought 21 days was a better off-limit window. And then they actually both agreed that opening it up 7 days prior allows folks that have a working schedule that want to run over the weekend before and pre-fish and not just be stuck to those weekdays right before the event. So we're going to all three go with 21 days prior to the event. It's going to go off limits, and then it's going to come back in the weekend before. So 7 days prior. Basically, the Saturday morning before the tournament, it'll come back in and it'll be open until 4 o'clock on Friday.
That's awesome.
So hopefully that answers the question. But yes, that is it. Now, there will be one major exception to that I can already tell you, and that is I am not going to make the Ambassador Series Championship this year because we ended up moving it from Veterans Day to March. And because there's already like a couple of local trails, there's a couple of North Alabama clubs that have events, and there's a Bass Nation event. The Ambassador Series Championship won't have an off limits this year, mostly because I don't want people to have to choose not to fish those events by making themselves ineligible by fishing those other events, because those other events are a good opportunity to pre-fish for the Ambassador Series Championship if you want to do it. And I'm just trying to work with other clubs and organizations. But next year, we'll make sure that we have that put out way in advance. It's going to be the dry run for the national championship. So this year we won't have one for the Ambassador Series Championship, but we'll have one for the other events. So 21 days comes back in 7 days.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you all have an amazing time with your families. Get out there and enjoy each other's company. Mr. Hoover, thank you very much for everything you've done so far. Take a break, enjoy yourselves, and then we look forward to seeing everybody next Tuesday with AJ and Steve. And we're going to talk about everything kayak fishing all over again.
Same to you, Randy. Tell the family I said howdy. Merry Christmas, y'all, man. Y'all enjoy it, and I'll see you next Tuesday to talk consolidating some rules with Bass, Hobie, and KBF. So here we go.
All right, everybody. Merry Christmas.